Hello everyone and welcome again to lesson 11 of HTML tables. And in our previous lesson we looked at the bookmarks, and now in this particular one we want to look at the concept of adding tables in our web page. And a table is a way of arranging data in form of rows and columns. To be able to add a table in HTML page, you need to use these tags. The first tag is the table tag, and this is used to define the table. The tr means the table row, and it is used to define the rows in a table. The td, it means the table data, and it is used to insert or add data in the table cells. The th means the table header, and it is used to define the table headings. The caption is used to define the entire heading or the entire title of the table. We will also look at these two styles that will be used to style our table for now. And once you have a table inserted, then you can insert different types of data in that table. The data can be text data, it can be images, it can be a list, or it can be links. In the future lessons, when we do CSS, we're going to look on more on how to style the table by adding the table size, the border, the column span, and other attributes of the table. With that said, let's get started and see how we can add the table in our web page. So I'm going to turn over to my Visual Studio here, and you can see within the Visual Studio I've created a page called the student page. And now I want to head over within the body tag, and I want to insert a simple table which has the student information. So I want to add a heading and I say student records. And then below this heading, I'm going to insert a table. And how do we insert a table? We use the table tag. And a table has rows and columns. So I'm going to specify the first row of the table using the tr. And the first row, I'm going to specify the column names within the first row. So to specify the headings of that table, I'm going to use the tag th. And let me say that the first is student name, the first column. The second column, I'm going to say admission number, and the third column is going to be age. So now we have the first row and the three columns. Now I'm coming below the first row. I want to insert the actual data of the student. So let me insert the first student. I add another table row, and now to insert the data we use the td tag, which means table data. So I'm going to insert the first name will be Peter, again td, admission number 1234, and the age to be 20 years old. So I'm going to copy this table, this row again, and add another second row below here, but this time round I'm going to change the data. So maybe I say Simon, admission number 3456, and age 21. Again, I'm going to add the third record of the third student, and this time round I'm going to say Sam 12345, and the age 25. And now I'm going to save. And now when I open this page using a live server, you're going to see that we have this table added here. But now the problem with our table is that it does not have the border lines that differentiates between the columns and the rows. So to be able to add those lines between the rows and the columns, we need to be able to add this style. So I'm coming over, you need to come over to your, within your heading and below the title, you add the tag style. And within the style, you're going to specify that the table and the table data and the table heading should have a border, and this border is the border line, and this line should be 1 pixel in width, the width of the line, and the type of the line should be a solid line, not a dotted line, and the color of the line should be black color. And now when you save these changes and you go back to your browser, you're going to see now we have these lines running between the rows and the columns. But even to have it appear better, you can see there are double lines. Now we want to collapse this to appear as a single line running between the rows and the columns. To be able to achieve that, we need to add another style called border collapse. Border collapse, this one right here, and you give it the value collapse. And now I'm going to save, and now when you come back to our page, you see now we have a clear table with the lines running between columns and rows. So with this, you've been able to insert a symbol table. In the upcoming lesson, we will see how to add more styles to this table to even increase the size and add some background colors. So with that said, that's all about this particular lesson, and see you in the next lesson where we look at the concept of inline and block elements. Otherwise, thank you for joining, and see you in the next lesson.